What's up everybody, Too Long Didn't Read Filmmaker here, and welcome to my very first master course. Now this master course is completely free for you to watch here, and of course you can share it with your friends if you so choose. This is chapter 1, and today we're going to be talking about how to develop a story for a short film. When I'm talking about a short film, I'm really talking about under 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be a very extravagant story. In fact, all the short films that this master course references, all of them were conceived, they were filmed, edited, and delivered in under 24 hours, except for one of them. One of them actually took much longer than that, but basically I was able to do all of them on Christmas Eve and had it delivered by Christmas Day. So let's talk about a very basic structure in terms of a short film story. You have a character, you have a problem, you have a solution. This is a very basic format. So here's a very basic example. You have a character that wants to bake a cake. The problem is that they didn't have any sugar. So they go to a store, buy some sugar, and bake the cake. And therefore you have completed that short film. If you want to continue it, you can say, well, they did go to the store, but they didn't buy sugar, they bought salt. So now everybody is eating salty cake and nobody's happy about it. And again, you can continue this on to the next short story because maybe this cake was for a very important client. So now the client is pissed off, which causes another problem which requires another solution. Now that is a more advanced storytelling idea. What I really want you to concentrate on in this master course is just the character, problem, and solution. Okay, so now I'm gonna break down the stories of each of my short films. This is going into major spoiler territory, so please make sure you watch all of the short films before you come back and listen to me telling you what the story is, because I want you to have a fresh idea when you first watch it and then listen to me explaining it and then see how the visuals actually connect to convey the story. So without further ado, this is your last warning. Spoilers ahead. Watch the short films first before continuing on. In 2010, I heard the parody of It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year to It's the Most Fattening Time of the Year. So this one was actually quite simple in that I allowed the lyrics to dictate what the visuals were telling you. Some of them were obviously very, very weird because I ran out of things to basically show, but that was basically the idea for 2010. In 2011, I reworded a song to fit my own personal situation because that year was a very, very trying year in my personal life. So after a couple years now, I finally released it to the public because now it stands as one of the most interesting visual things I did before going into 2012. In 2012, the song again drives the narrative. It is conceived in the idea that Santa is kind of a creeper if he knows what he's doing.
He sees you when you're sleeping.
And this was also the time where I started introducing other characters to convey that fact. So you have the black shirt version of me, you have the blue shirt version of me, then you have the red shirt version of me with the Santa hat, and now that character has been affectionately called Asian Santa. In 2013 is where things get very interesting. I start off with Silent Night, which is a very nice hymn, but that night is anything but silent because the black shirt version of me is being hunted down by Asian Santa and two blue shirt versions of me. So basically, I'm not exactly sure why I suddenly went through this dark path, but instead of Santa being a creeper, Santa is now a little bit more aggressive in terms of hunting down the black shirt version of me. But it does stop abruptly, and it seems like it's a dream, but it turns out it's not. Now in 2014, Black Shirt wakes up and starts off his Christmas day with making some coffee and then enjoying some video games. Upon hearing some sleigh bells ringing, Black Shirt eventually remembers, oh, that means Asia's Santa is coming, so I'm not gonna have any of that, and kind of preps it very aggressively. However, Asian Santa turns out to be hiding inside the home and eventually takes away Blackshirt's voice and changes it into Chinese. Upon agreeing to allow Blackshirt to have his English voice back, basically he says, "I just want to stay here for the day." Well, hilarity ensues because apparently Asian Santa not only kind of messes around in the house, but also his true motive was to eat all the cheese balls. In 2015, I used the same motif that Blackshirt was asleep and wakes up. This is kind of a continuation so that it allows me to actually start another cooking sequence. Now in the cooking sequence, you notice that Blackshirt is cooking for 2 people. You think it might be for Asian Santa, but it's not. It's actually for Blackshirt's brother, which wears green. Now after all the cooking sequence is done, Blackshirt and Greenshirt have a conversation, and it turns out Blackshirt's family does not believe that this weird Asian Santa guy is real. And because that is introduced, Asian Santa has to show up to prove to the Greenshirt brother that he is actually real. But in a plot twist, it turns out the Greenshirt brother was just an illusion because the Greenshirt brother was actually trapped at an airport, and it was just an elaborate ploy for Asian Santa to steal all the cheese balls. Now, going into 2016, Blackshirt is now completely fed up with Asian Santa and basically moves out of that home. But before he does, he sets up a little trap to trick Asian Santa into showing up and then locking him in there for the entire Christmas day. Now, the song choice in this short film kind of lends to the idea that Blackshirt feels guilty for leaving Asian Santa locked up in that home for the entire day. So, with a big old thing of cheese balls in hand, the Blackshirt makes his way back to the old home to make sure that Asian Santa at least has a happy day before he eventually disappears. Now in 2017, we again see this motif where Blackshirt is asleep, and when he wakes up, he begins cooking right away. This time he is cooking for 2 people, but it's not for his Greenshirt brother from 2 years ago. No, it's actually for Asian Santa because now they are friends. So after they enjoy a meal together, they are enjoying the rest of the night. However, something happens, and which will then lead to this year's Christmas special. So as you can see, even though it's not inherently cut and dry, each one of these Christmas shorts follows this idea that there is a character, which is Blackshirt, then there's the problem, which is the Asian Santa, and the solution is how they deal with each other. In 2012, they were more or less just an introduction. 2013, it got violent as Asian Santa tried to hunt down Blackshirt. And then as they continue, they hate each other, but in a more comedic way, and then eventually there's a turn of heart and they become friends. So over the amount of this short film, you start to see their relationship develop. So what's the bottom line here? The bottom line is you really do not need to have a very complex story when you begin. You really just want to do something simple. In the example I gave you, you have a character who wants to bake cake. He has a problem because he doesn't have any sugar. And then therefore his solution is to either go to a store and buy some sugar. Now that's just a basic idea. Now I know that the ending is not anything fun, and that really comes up to you in terms of your creativity. But at the moment in time, you need to practice these very basic short form stories, and then as you continue, you can start figuring out how to add more elements into that little scenario to either make it funny, make it tragic, make it, I don't know, adventurous and action-packed, what have you. But as of right now, you need to just learn how to film a simple story like baking a cake. And hey, that's it for this chapter, everyone. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave it down below. I will get to them as fast as I can. If you are enjoying this master course so far, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe so you can get notifications on the next chapters each week. And of course, if you feel this master course is helping you, go ahead and share it with some friends that might be able to benefit from this as well. As always, I thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next chapter.